In this video, I will teach you how to make a graphical user interface application in Python, also known as GUI for short. We are going to be using the TK-Inter GUI, which is a module that is included with Python. So our first step in order to use TK-Inter is to import this module so that we can begin using it. Okay. So our first line of code will be from TK-Inter import asterisk mark. This will import everything related to the TK-Inter module. And with this import, we can now use all of the GUI features that this module has to offer. Now, there's one important distinction that we need to make. We need to discuss the difference between widgets and window. There's a few quick definitions. Widgets are GUI elements such as buttons, text boxes, labels, images. And windows, they serve as a container to hold or contain these widgets. For this topic, we will be creating and customizing our own window. And in future videos, we will be exploring different widgets that are available to us. So let's begin by creating a simple window. And we should give our window a unique name, such as Windows. That is pretty creative. So in order to instantiate this window, we are going to follow this window name with equals TK. Make sure get the capitalization right. This is the upper T and set a parenthesis to serve as the constructor. What this will do, and I'm just going to add a comment. The comment is instantiated an instance of window for us, and then we compile and run this, and then we will compile and run this. Nothing appears to happen. That is because we only instantiated our window, and we are not actually displaying it. In order to display our window, we are going to follow this with name of the window dot main loop parenthesis, and this will display our window. And this is our first graphical user interface. And we will be adding widgets to this window. So I'm going to add a command. That is, this will place window on computer screen, and it will also listen for events. But we will get to that in upcoming videos. Now, what we'll be doing is customizing the appearance of this window. Let's begin by changing the size, and we can do that with geometric function. So we are going to first begin by typing the name of our window, which is window. Follow this by using the geometric function. And we pass in a width and height, but make sure this is within quotes. And set this to whatever width and height that you want. So if I want 500 by 500, that will be 500. And the size of our windows is, now the size of that we set the geometric function. Now take a look at the top left of this window. We have this feather icon as well as a title of TK. That is kind of lame, so let's change that. Let's first change the window title, and there's a function to do that. So we type in the name of our window.title function. And we can pass in a title function that we want to set. And I will set the title to be maybe Python first GUI program. That will work. And we now change the title of the window. And it says Python first GUI program. The next thing we can do although, but not necessarily, we can change the icon of a window bar at the top. So I would like to replace this feather icon with an image of choosing. Here's my desktop, and would like to use this image of the logo for learning online, and set this icon, icon for my window. So what I'm going to do is copy this and then go to my project folder and then paste it. Click OK. And I now have this image within my project folder. But it is in a format that we cannot use, but that cannot use currently. We need to convert this to what is called photo image. That is a format that Tkinter can use. So we will need to convert our image to a photo image. So do that. Do that anywhere within the window between Windows equal TK and Windows main loop. Right here is a good, I suppose. We are going to create a photo image from this image, and this is a PNG file, but you might be something different. So let's give our photo image a unique name, like maybe icon. In order to create a photo image, we will follow this with equal photo image function. And within the constructor of our image, there's an option for files equal. Uh, we can either list the file name or file the path. If it is somewhere else on your computer, since this image is within my same project folder, so I only have to list the file name, and this is called logo.png. And there's a probably going to be name something else for you though. So we now have this photo image called icon that we can use, and I need to set the icon of my window to this icon. And luckily, there's a function to take care of that for us. Type in the name of the window, which is Windows dot, and we are going to use the icon photo function. There are two arguments. The first we are going to set the true, and the second is the photo image that we want to use. And this photo image we call icon. So we are going to pass this photo image as an argument to this function of icon photo. And now when we compile and run this image that we want to use is now the set of the top left icon of this window bar. However, it loses a lot of the equality. Since the dimensions are too small, but you can still tell that is my logo though. So that is how to replace the icon of your window bar in the top left corner. Now let's change the background color of the window. And one way in which we can do that is use the config function. You can use config function anytime that you want to make any changes to this window. So let's change the background color here. And there's an option called background, and we can set this equal to either a color name or hexadecimal value. Let's begin with just some color names. Let's say that I want the background color to be red. I'll just type in the word red here, and this will change the background color of my window to red. Alternatively, you can set a extra value as a color. So if you were to look up for Google, type X color picker. You can select whatever color you want. Let's say that I want to light green color like this. Well, this is the X value. I'm going to copy this value and paste within the option for my background. And make sure you have this hashtag as well, because that represents that is a hexa value. So now the background color is the light green color that I picked. Okay guys, that's the basic of creating a window in Python. See you on the next video. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys about the color chooser module in Python. Okay guys, so before we begin, we will need a second import. So let's add this at the top. So from space tkinter space import space color chooser. And the reason that we need a second import and it is not included with the first import is because this is a sub module. It is not necessary to add this command. I just like to add commands for teaching purpose. So make sure you have those two imports before we begin. Now we will need a window and a button that we can add to the window. And when we click on the button, we are going to select color and change the background color of the window. So let's create a window. Window space, windows equal tk and followed by window dot main loop, and then let's set the window dot geometry. So we are going to change the background color of the window. After we select a color, so let's select a fairly large for a window, maybe 500 by 500. So this is the width and the height, and then let's create a button. So button equals button. Let's set some text. Text equal within bracket type click me. And we are going to set a command for this button. So we are going to create a function maybe called click, and then we just need to back this button. So we can add this to the window. So button dot back. Now we are going to need to create a function, and we will call it click. So when we click on the button, this function is going to be called. So def space click, and what we want to do after clicking this button, what we are going to do is take color chooser, and we are going to use the ask color function. So currently this is what this does. We can select a color after clicking this button and pick whatever color you want. Then you hit OK. However, we need to store color within. So let's say a variable. So we will create a variable called color. So color equals color chooser dot ask color. And then we can do something with this color. But for now, let's just print this color. Just take a to take a look to see what it contains. So print color. So let's say that I want this gray color. Click OK. This prints. So this is our color. So this is the RGB value that we have in this first element. So this is the amount of red, and then green, and then blue. The second element is the hexadecimal representation of the value. So what we want is this hexadecimal value. So what we can do is create a second variable to store this. So let's just call this color hexa. So color space hexa equals color. And we are going to get the first element. So well, technically it is the second element, but it is the element at position 1. So this is a 0 index 0. So we are going to basically extract this hexadecimal value, and let's just print this just to be sure that it is working fine. So print color X, and let's try this again, but select different color maybe. Maybe I want this orange color, then click OK. So this is FF8080, and here we have FF8080 now. Let's change the background color. So since we have this hexa value, That's actually fairly simple. So we are going to take windows.config, bg for background, color equal color X, and this will change background color. And let's set this to sky blue. Color may be like this. Click OK and change the color. In this video, we will see how we can make a clock using Python. So let's get started. At first, we have to create a new Python file. I will name it main. And then we have to import tkinter. So I will write from tkinter import all. And then we need from tkinter.ttk import all. That's it. Now let's import time. So read from time import strf time. Okay. Now let's create a UI for our clock. So write window equal tk. And let's set a title for our window. So I will write window.title. I will name it clock. Now let's create a label to store our clock. So I will write label equal label. And here the first parameter will be window. And the second is font. And for the font, I will use a custom font, which name is DS Digital. And the font size I will take 80. And then let's set a background for our clock. So I will write background equal black. And for the foreground, I will take cyan. That's it. Now let's pack our label. So I will write label.pack. And let's set it to the center. That's it. Now let's define a function to get our time. So def time, and here I will take a string where I will store the time. So strf time, and the format will be our init second and the AM or PM. Okay, now let's set this time to the label. So label.config. And for the text, I will set the string. And then let's try to call our time function on every second. So in label.after, and then first parameter 1000, which is 1 second. And on the every second, we call the time function itself. And we have to cut the brackets. All right, now outside of the time function, let's call our time function. And we have to write main loop. That's it. Now let's run our program. As you can see, it's showing the clock. So that's how we can make clock using Python. In this video, I will teach you how to make a simple audio book from any PDF using Python. So let's get started. First, create a Python file and name it main. And inside here, we need two packages, PyTTS SX3 and PyPDF2. So I will open the terminal and I will write pip install pyttsx3 and press enter. And pip install pypdf2. Okay, so now we can import our two packages. So I will import pyttsx3, and then I will import pypdf2. Okay, now we need tkinter. So I will write from tkinter dot file dialog import all. Okay. Now we have to read the name of our PDF file from the user. So I will define a variable and I will take the file name from the window. So I will write ask open file name function. And then we have to initialize it with the PDF reader. So I will write PDF reader equal, it's an object, and here I will define the py pdf2 dot pdf file reader. And there I will pass the book. Alright, now we need to get the number of pages from the PDF file. So I will take a variable called pages equals, and inside here I will write PDF reader dot num pages. This will return me the page number of the PDF. Okay, now what we need is we need to read all the data from each of the pages in the PDF. So I will create a for loop for, let's say, num in range, and here I will say from 0 to pages, and inside the for loop I will get all the single pages. So I will write page equal to PDF reader dot get page, and here I will pass the number. Okay, and then I need to convert the text or extract this text from the PDF. So I will create a variable called text. And here I will take the page and extract all the text. So I will write extract text, and now need to define our text to speech object. So I will take object called player and let's initialize it with the pyttsx3 dot init. And then I will write player dot say, and I will pass the text. All right, now we have to write player dot run and wait. That's it. Now let's run our program, and it will ask for a PDF file to select. So I'm just selecting this one, and when I click open it, when I click open, it will read the file. It will read the PDF file.
In this video I will teach you how to make a simple audiobook from any PDF using Python.
So now let's try to match it with the PDF. So here I have opened the PDF, and now let's run this code again.
In this video I will teach you how to make a simple audiobook from any PDF using Python.
So basically it will read all the pages inside the PDF using the pytext to speech. So that's how we can create a simple audiobook from any PDF using Python. In this video, I will teach you how to download YouTube videos using Python. First of all, create a Python file and name it main. So let's install PyTube packages. Go to terminal, type pip install PyTube and press enter. But if this gives you the error, then you should try pip install PyTube 3. After that, we have to import that packages. So type from PyTube import YouTube. Next, we will ask the user to enter the URL link of the video. So type link equal input and enter here, paste the link. After that, we have to show the user the video process has started. So type print with the quotation, type downloading. Now to download any video, we need to type YouTube and pass the link here. Then type stream.first and then dot download. You can see this line. You can see this line is to download the video. After that, we must show that the video has been downloaded. So we type print video downloaded successfully. Now run this program. In here, it has the link. So I'm going to paste the link here and press space and enter. And it's showing downloading. Okay, now the video has been downloaded. So okay guys, this is how we can download YouTube video using Python. In this video, we will see how we can make a simple password generator using Python. So let's get started. As first, we have to create a new Python file. I will name it main. Now we have to import string. So type import string as well as import random. So type from random import asterisk mark to import everything from the library. Now we will use the variable called value to take all the keyboard digits, letters, symbols. Okay, now we will assign letters, punctuations, and digits. We will type string dot ASCII underscore letters plus string dot punctuation plus string dot digits. Now we will use password variable to store random password. So write password equal empty string dot join. Inside the parentheses, type choice. Then we will pass the value here. Now we will use for function. X in range. Inside the parentheses, type radian and type between 860. So now type print and inside parentheses /n, your new password is colon type password. Okay, now let's run the program. Now you can see it's generating random password here. Okay, we will run it again. You can see it's generating random password here as well. Okay guys, that's how we can create a simple password generator. In this video, I will show you how to create a QR code using Python. So let's get started. First, in order to create a QR code, we need two packages called PyQR code and PyPNG. And to read a QR code, we will need two more packages called Pillow and PyZbar. So let's quickly install these four packages. So go to terminal. I will install pip install PyQR code. Press enter. Next, pip install PyPNG. Then I will install the pip install PyZbar, and then I will install pip install pillow. Now create a Python file and name it main. And inside here, we have to import our packages. So I will import PyQR code, and we have to import decode from PyZbar dot PyZbar import decode. Now let's import image from pillow. So write PIL, which is our pillow, and I will import image. That's it. Now let's create a QR code. So I will take an object and I will write QR equal PR code dot create. And here I will write text which I want to convert into QR code. So I'm going to say hello Python guys. And then let's save the QR code as an PNG format. So we'll write qr.png, and I will give the name as my code.png, and I will provide a scale of 8. That's it. Now let's run our code, and that will create a new PNG file right here. So I'm going to run this code. As you can see, there's a PNG file called mycode.png, and inside here our QR code is stored. So now let's see how we can read data from QR code. So here I will create an object, and then I will call decode, and then I will open the mycode.png file. So I will write image.open, and I will write mycode.png, and then I will print the data. So print D and run our code. As you can see, it is printing the data along with all other variables like height and width. So what I want is I want to print the original data inside the QR code. So I will take the first variable, and as our data is in binary format, I will just convert into ASCII. That's it. That is it now. Let's run our code again. As you can see, it's showing the original data inside the QR code. So that's how we can create a QR code, and let's and also read data from QR code using Python. Okay, guys, see you in the next video. In this video, we will see how we can make a program to take screenshot using Python. So let's get started. At first, we have to create a new Python file. I will name it main. And after that, we have to install PyAuto GUI and pillow package. So go to terminal, type pip install PyAuto GUI and press enter. And pip install below and press enter. And inside here, we have to import PyAuto GUI. After that, we have to import tkinter module as tk. So now write from tkinter dot file dialog import asterisk. That means import everything from the library. Now let's create a GUI to take screenshot. So write window equal tk.tk. Now we have to create a window for our screenshot takers. So that's why I'm named this window to canvas1. So this canvas1 will be inside our tk.canvas. So this canvas will be inside our window file. So now let's create a width and height for window. Right width equal 400, height equal 400. Now let's pack our canvas 1. So write canvas1 dot pack. Now we have to create a button because whenever we click this button, this Python will take a screenshot. So write button name. So name it my button equal. So this button will be inside our tk.button. So our button text will be take screenshot. After clicking this button, we have to create a command because whenever click this button, this will do some work. So write command equal take screenshot. This is actually function name. So we will create function later. So now let's create font size. So write font equal 10. Alright, now we have to give this button width and height. So write canvas because this canvas one will be inside this canvas one. So that's why we have to take canvas one. So now create underscore window. Inside here you have to give width and height. So width is 160 and height also 160. And write window equal my button. Okay, that's it. Now we have to define this function. So write def take screenshot. Okay, what this function will do, this function will take screenshot and save our screenshot to our file. So write my screenshot variable and equal, and then we have to call our PyAuto GUI.screenshot. Okay, now after taking screenshot to save this file, so write save underscore path. So inside this variable, so equal to ask the user type a name for this screenshot. So write ask save file name. Okay, now let's call again our my screenshot.save. This will save to our path. So write dot save within bracket save underscore path plus after writing our name, this will include extra screenshot.png. So write underscore screenshot.png. Okay, now let's create our main loop here. So that's it now. So run this program. You can see the screenshot window here. Whenever I click on this button, it will take the screenshot and it will ask name and the file path. Okay, now click the screenshot button. You can see the screenshot has been taken. Now let's save this file to my exercise file and name it sample and click save. Now go to our exercise folder. Let's open this. Okay, you can see the screenshot, guys. Okay, guys, so that's how we can make a screenshot using Python. In this video, we will see how we can make a spelling checker program using Python. So let's get started. At first, we have to create a new Python file. I will name it main. And inside here, we need text blob package. So I will open terminal and I will write pip install text blob and press enter. Okay, so now we can import our package. So I will import text blob. So write from text blob import text blob, and then I will create a variable. I will write x equal, and then I will type wrong spelling here, like CMPUTR. After that, I will create a second variable. I will name it y equal text blob and pass the x value here. And I will type print to correct the spelling. So y dot correct, and let's run the program. You can see it corrects the spelling to computer. Okay guys, that's how you can make a spelling checker program using Python. In this video, I will show you how to make a URL shortener using Python. So here, I have created a new project called URL Shortener. To make this, we will need two packages called PyShortener and Paperclip. So go to terminal and write pip install PyShorteners and press enter. Next, we want to install pip space install space Paperclip and press enter. That's it. Now we have to create a new Python file for our project. So right click here and create a new Python file. I will name it main. And inside here, we have to import our packages that we have installed. So I will write import Paperclip and then import PyShorteners. Now we need to install tkinter for our GUI design. So from tkinter import all. Now we will need a window for our URL shortener. So let's create a window. So window equal tk function followed by window dot main loop, and then let's set the window geometry. And we will set fairly large size for a window, maybe 450 by 450. Now let's give a title for our window. Type window dot title. We will call it URL shortener. Okay, now let's set the background color for our GUI. So I will write window.config. And here I will set the background to purple color. So I will type ash 549. And now I will take two string variables, where in one will keep the long URL and the other one will keep the short URL. So I will write URL equals string variable, and the URL underscore address equal string variable. Okay, now let's define two functions for shortening our URL and for copying the short URL. So def URL shortener. So here I will take a variable called URL address, and here I will get the URL from the URL box. So I will write URL dot get, and then we have to shorten our URL. So I will write URL underscore short equal. We will call our PyShortener dot shortener tiny URL dot short, and here we will pass the URL address. Alright, now let's set the shorten URL to the URL address. So I will write URL underscore addresses dot set, and here I will pass the URL underscore short. Okay, now let's define the function for copying our URL. So I will write def copy URL, and inside here I will call the URL underscore short equal the URL underscore addresses dot get, and then I will write paperclip dot copy, and here I will pass the URL underscore short. Alright, now let's set our GUI. So I'm going to write label, and I will attach it to the window. Then the second parameter is text, where I will set my URL shortener. And for the font, I will set Roboto. And then I will back the level and let's set the paddy of 10. Alright, now we will need an entry. So type window text variable equal URL dot pack, and I will give it a paddy of 5. Now let's define a button. So button window. The text of this button will be generated short URL. And for the command, we will call the URL shortener and write dot pack, and I will give a paddy of 7. All right, and now let's define another entry. So write window text variable equal URL underscore addresses dot pack and give it value of 5. And finally, we have to create another button to copy the URL. So write button window dot text copy URL. Write command equal copy URL method. Also pack this with a value of 5. That's it. Now let's run our program and see what happened. And here is the URL shortener which we have created now. For example, let's say I want to shorten this URL, so I will just copy this and paste it here, and then I have to click on the generate short URL. Alright, this is the certain URL, so I will just copy this and I will paste it to the new tab and click enter. As you can see, this is working so that is how we can create a URL shortener using Python. See you in the next video.